Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Today we are going to talk about the 2017 Roland Boutique TB-03. Between 1981 and 1984, Roland produced around 10,000 units of the OG acid goat, the godfather of analog bubbles, the psychedelic synth incarnation of an alien first contact, the iconic, the legendary, the one and only TB-03. Even if all these glorious machines were still in mint condition, there are not enough of them for all of us, and there have been many attempts to recreate this very particular magic in either analog or digital form. For over 30 years, Roland didn't participate in this noble mission to give squelchy bassline goodness to the masses. Well, almost. But after the release of the Gothic-style green and black TB-03 and just in time before the ulification of the synth market hit the world with full force, ta-da!
After over a month without any Roland Gear, the TB-03 is ticking all my boxes. Classic silver design, a very 303-ish UI with some careful modifications and the obvious addition of FX. Let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, it's a boutique, yes, it's tiny, full-size MIDI ports good, mini jacks bad, digital synth engine why not, battery compartment nice, USB power whatever, internal speaker I don't care. The TB-03 inherited the CV, gate and trigger IOs of the original, but is willing to communicate via MIDI and USB too. Roland's weapon of choice for the faithful recreation of the very distinct mono sound is once again the analog circuit behavior technology you can find in the IRAs and other boutiques as well. It allows for full-bodied bass sounds, both chunky and soft, gentle mid-rangey tones, and high resonance chirps. I'm not a big fan of the square, but maybe it's supposed to sound that way. There are 3 different overdrive flavors, 2 delays, and a reverb. The sequencer of the 303 is known for being prone to happy accidents, and Roland integrated both the original workflow and a more convenient step sequencer and real-time approach. Patterns can be edited while the sequencer is running. Cool. For me, it is hard to tell if Roland was able to nail the exact accent behavior and slide curves of the OG 303. Well, that's more or less it. You don't have to know anything about sound synthesis to get nice acid patterns going. I won't complain about the maximum pattern length of 16 steps in this case, and please leave a comment if you ever used the song mode of a 303 type synth. You can still buy TB-03's new, and given the used prices of its discontinued siblings, it might be a good idea to get one now. Thanks to Matthews of Groovebagasch Soundsystem for lending me this synth.
The TB-03 is the official Roland reincarnation of the iconic mono synth. Is it still relevant given the countless and very affordable alternatives?
You have already heard the TB-03 in today's intro tune. That sounds kind of familiar. Let's start this out with a little one synth, one drum machine jam.
There's a lot of 303 flavor in this little box. The synth is super responsive and immediately triggers my old school techno PTSD, but the tiny knobs are sometimes hard to tweak, and I have hands like 45. The internal FX are not exactly my cup of tea. I wanna know if the TB-03 is capable of some mellower sounds too, teamed up with its older sibling and an OG space echo. Even with the added tape delay and spring reverb, I am missing a little depth in this application. The TB-03 isn't very 3D either, but at least it offers a lot of interesting non-303 sounds too. The question is, do these nuances matter in a more complex arrangement? Let's try to find out in this overproduced reboot of a 90s console boomer racer soundtrack acid techno meditation. Verdict: I'm not picky when it comes to 303 type sounds. Rebirth was my first electronic musical instrument, I had fun using the MC09, and the TB-03 has become one of my go-to mono synth. Still, I can't shake the feeling that something is off with the TB-03. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to work with and you can churn out nice acid lines by the dozen in no time. But just like its 909 sibling, it seems to be a little too vanilla sounding for my taste. If you are just searching for a fun bassline toy, there are cheaper alternatives. But in case acid sounds play an important role in your music and/or you got locked into a serious synth collection, you will want to get all possible flavors of 303 anyway. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show.